So today, you guys are going to be in for a little bit of a treat. Today, I have Roop Gill, who's inside of the real estate niche for SMA. And Roop and I actually got to know each other from the agency incubator course, six-figure SMA course. He's actually from the same area as me in the greater Vancouver area. He's out in Surrey. I'm out in the Steveston area. And yeah, I sent Roop a message. What was it, like just over a year ago or so? I sent him off a message just to be like, yo, what's going on? You're in the real estate niche. You're from around here. Love to hook up. But he's a super busy guy. Of course, like didn't see it, and then ended up seeing it maybe 9-10 months later. And I was very happy he did, and we've clicked ever since then. So yeah, Roop's been in the real estate marketing game for quite a while now. He's actually a licensed realtor in the lower mainland of Vancouver, Canada, where we live. And he's been running Facebook ads for himself as well as for brokers and other real estate professionals too that want to grow their list, their lead generation list, or their email list through Facebook advertising. So yeah, I just want to say welcome to Roop, and I'm so happy that you took the time out of your day to be here today.
No worries, man. No problem at all.
Awesome. So want to take us back a little bit for people that don't recognize you or don't really know you quite yet. How did you get started in real estate? What brought you to it, be it as a kid or maybe a little bit older, and kind of take us to the backstory on how you got into real estate and then morphed into Facebook advertising for real estate professionals.
Yeah. Honestly, there's like no this long backstory or anything. It was just, I had a friend who's making a shit ton of money in real estate. I met him at the gym after like 5 years. And in high school, he wasn't the smartest guy, right? He was kind of a dummy. And so I met him at the gym, and he's like, and I was just like, he'd have his headphones on all the time. And he's talking to people. I was like, what's this guy do? What's he doing, right? What's his job? And he's like, I just, I started talking. I was like, yo, what's going on, man? It's been a long time. He's like, yeah, good. How's life? All that, small talk and whatnot. And I was like, what do you do for work? He's like, I'm a realtor. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, I was like, really? How's that going? He's like, it's awesome, man. I just made like 200K this year. I was like, what? You fucking made 200K?
That's when I'm like, I want to know what you're doing. What tea are you drinking, man?
And that was it. Honestly, that was it. And I was like, I'm going to be a fucking realtor. And I just got my license within like 6 months, and there you go. And that was that was about 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago now.
3.5 years. So that was around 2016 then.
Yeah. 2016, I think. Right. I don't know.
Yeah. Sometime 16, 17, it's like a blur now.
Exactly. So there you go. And it's not some huge long story, but that was it. I was like, okay, money, real estate. Let's do it. It looked easy.
Yeah. What were some of the trials and tribulations then when you first got started? Because a lot of the people, they make
getting clients.
Getting clients was a big one, because a lot of people get into especially real estate, for example, like, oh, I want to do this gung ho, and then they've been used to having a job where they get a steady income every 2 weeks or every month. Real estate, just like what we do for social media marketing and digital advertising, you have to go out there and get it yourself. You can't just sit back and get paid for your time. That's not really a thing with what we do. So what was the biggest thing? I know you mentioned getting clients, but what was the biggest learning curve was to get clients for your own real estate business, correct?
That is the biggest thing. It's how do you get clients? Who's gonna let you sell their home? Like, you just got your license. You're a brand new realtor. Who's gonna say, hey, sell my $1 million home, right? Who's gonna say that? Because in this area, Surrey, Vancouver, most of the homes are $1 million and above. So that's the biggest problem. It's who's gonna trust you enough to let you go and find their new home, right? So the hardest part is finding clients. So the first couple of clients that I got was family members, right? Like most realtors probably. And most realtors can't even get family members to trust them. So so at least, I had some good close friends that were like, okay, hey buddy, we need to sell our house. And then I went and talked to their whole family. Like, yes. Well, they kind of trusted me anyways, because they know, okay, this Roop, yeah, he's a trustworthy guy. He's a good guy. He's a smart guy. Yes. Okay. You can sell our house. And okay. So that's how I got my first couple of clients, right?
It's all just based off of referrals from friends and family.
That's it. That's
That's
it.
that's what
There.
I 100% always recommend for people that, especially when
Mhm.
they're getting started with like digital advertising and Facebook ads, or they're getting into any sort of online marketing as well. You have to be able to use your friends list and your referral list of
100%.
networks. Because if you don't utilize that, and like even if you don't necessarily want to sell to them, it's just
Mhm.
picking up the phone and be like, hey, like what's going on, what's up, and like calling people that you haven't even talked to in a little while, just saying what's up
Mhm.
to friends and family, and then just saying, hey, by the way, I just got into real estate. I just got my real estate license, and I'm doing this right now. If you or someone else that you know is either buying or selling a home, want to just give me a heads up, like something kind of like that, where it's very very subtle right at the beginning. That's usually what I recommend, especially for friends and family. You never, like, so many people make mistakes that go into MLMs, or they go into like Amway stuff, and they're like they try to like pitch to their friends and family all the time, and it's just like it breaks up families and stuff. So that's why whenever I
Mhm.
recommend someone to go after friends and
Definitely.
family, you have to be kind of subtle about it as well. Just be like, hey, this is what I'm doing. If you
Yeah.
want to follow along on the adventures, you can either subscribe to my YouTube channel or check me out on Facebook, follow me on Instagram, etc. Is that kind of the same way on how you approached it as well?
Um, I don't know. I can't remember. I mean, my family trusts me a lot. My friends and family, so it wasn't that hard for me to. I just kind of told them I was like, "Hey, I'm a realtor." They're like, "Okay, if we need to sell, we'll let you sell our house." It was that easy. I mean, it was that easy for me, but for a lot of people, it might not be. But yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So how did you go from just doing that and referrals? How did you were you able to land a few deals just strictly from that?
First year I think I did about 6 deals in the first year just through family and friends. It was so like my aunt would refer her best friend to me and say, "Hey, my nephew's a realtor. Why don't you use him?" Right? And so just that's how I got my first couple of deals. Second year was a bit harder because now I've already kind of been through all the friends and family. Now I got to go find clients on my own. So that was second year was way tougher. And that's so now I got to start talking to people on my street. Now I got to talk to people, my old coworkers and whoever, like people that I don't really talk to. But now I got to start talking to these kind of people. So that's how the second year was. By the end of the second year, I was kind of like, I didn't know where I was going to get clients anymore. So by the end of the second year, I remember teaming up with one of my friends. He just became a realtor, and I was like, and he was so excited. And I was like, dude, I was like, you don't know how hard this is, right? I was like, it's fucking tough. Are we allowed to swear here? um, and then we started door knocking. So we knocked like 1,000 doors, I think, and nothing came out of it. I think we would get leads, but just like, to knock 1,000 doors, that's a lot of work. I'm talking like that was months of work. Because even if you do knock 30 doors and you're talking to some of these people, sometimes people want to talk for like 20 minutes and it's just a waste of time. Like it didn't really work out. So by the end of the second year, and so by the end of the second year, I was also taking, so I started taking these marketing courses, right? I think I saw Ty Lopez on my, on my YouTube.
Here my garage, guys.
Yeah, exactly. And he makes a lot of sense. He's good at what he does, right? So I was like, okay, let's check this guy out. So I was also doing the marketing thing. So by the end of the second year, I was convinced that I was going to be, I was going to do this marketing agency stuff. I was totally convinced. And I was like, but you know what? And I kind of wanted to quit real estate. I was like, it's just way too hard to get clients. That was it. That was the main thing. I was like, it's too freaking hard. I don't want to door knock, right? And so that's when I took Ty Lopez's course and also, a couple of these other guys, Billy Wilson and Iman, right? And so I learned how to do real estate ads. And I was like, so basically, I was like, before I start helping other businesses, generate clients and generate leads through online marketing. Why don't I try this for myself? So that was basically the turning point, and I tried it for myself, and it worked.
So how did, like, it was just from Ty Lopez, all these courses are like, hey, just do ads or whatnot. And then you had the smarts and the know-it-all to be able to utilize that for a business that you already had running, which was real estate.
Mm-hmm. Basically, I just, started creating ads for Facebook and ran some ads and hooked it up through Zapier and all that, all that stuff. And I got my first text message where it said new lead. And I was like, holy fucking shit. This works. I called my buddy who I was door knocking with, and I was like, okay, because I didn't even want to make the calls. I was like, okay, call my buddy. I was like, yo, I got these 20 people that are looking to buy or sell a home. Call them and talk to them, right? And I had a script right now. I was like, this is what you should say. I gave it to him. He called. He followed the script. He called me back 5 minutes later. He's like, holy shit, man. He's like, holy shit, Roop. Somebody wants to buy a home. Somebody wants to sell their home. I was like, holy fuck. I was like, okay, this works. That was a turning point. That was big.
The turning point was when you started doing ads and you had the systems in place for you to get those ads those leads directly from Facebook sent to you via text message through a software called Zapier, which connects into lead generation, which is what I teach inside of my programming as well, and how to connect all these different softwares together. And you were able to connect that with your phone. And so every single time someone would fill in the form on Facebook, instead of getting it sent to your email, you would get it sent directly as a text message. So it'd almost be a notification right away, because I know I've been using Gmail for a little bit now, and Gmail, like, sometimes I don't get notifications if I get emails, and it's very weird on how that's set up. So I started getting text notifications turned on as well. And I was just like, holy crap, like, this stuff actually legitimately works. So you mentioned before that you were door knocking on thousands of doors around the Lower Mainland in Vancouver. And it took you months to be able to do that. How much time did it take you to be able to reach 1,000 people on Facebook in the same neighborhood?
I think a day. I mean, you mean like impressions? I think
so. You can do impressions, or you can do actual people who have either through and stuff.
See, I don't look at those, like, go deep into the stats and the numbers, but I think to reach 1,000 people, it takes a couple of days.
Right? For reach. And
you're not doing anything. You're not going out there. It's like a click of a button, right? It's like click.
So when you realized and you put those two together, it'd be like, how much, like, I spent months of my time reaching 1,000 people. And just to kind of get, like, not a lot of people like it when someone comes and door knocks on their door. It's kind of almost worse than cold calling, because at least with cold calling, it's like you can just hang up on someone. Instead, you're like making people, either they're in the middle of a conversation, or they're making a meal, or sometime, like, it's kind of awkward throughout the day. They're watching their kids or whatever. You come and, like, door knock on them. They have to stop what they're doing and open up the door, and it's just some guy trying to, like, be like, hey, I'm learning, like, I want to sell your home or something. It's kind of it's almost a little bit more annoying than cold calling. And you probably had some, like, very funny experiences doing that yourself.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, definitely. We had some funny experiences.
And it's not easy. It's super hard to be able to do that, and it's very hard to get no's, and it's negative stimuli that you're getting, and it affects you at the end of the day. Like, I did principal acting work for a very long time when I was a teenager, and I didn't really understand it at that point. When I would go out to auditions and I wouldn't get the roles, like, I went out to hundreds of auditions when I was a teenager, and I didn't understand why I wasn't getting picked, even though I was like, they would always give me positive feedback, positive stimuli, and be like, oh, that was awesome. Like, there's nothing that you can do better. But because I was under the age of 18, or I think 19 now, under the age of 19, they could only keep me on set for a certain amount of time. They can only keep me on set for 8 hours instead of being able to keep me on set for 8+ hours, which is where if I was 19 plus, I'd be able to do. So you have to take that when you're getting those negative stimuli and like it doesn't really work out. There's other factors in play. It's not even necessarily your fault why that negative stimuli is happening, but it bogs you down. But the thing with Facebook is that you don't even see any of the negative stimuli. Like someone has like goes through your ad, they see your ad and they're like, oh, I don't like that. They'll say something about that, but you don't receive that stimuli. Like someone can write a nasty comment on it and it's like, okay, whatever. That's more organic reach for me. Like, I don't care if you write like something negative or whatever. I'm like, oh, then your friends are going to be able to see this. Like, I don't like, it doesn't matter to me. But at the end of the day, like just the repetitiveness of the negative stimuli, I think that that's what brings a lot of people inside of this industry, especially in real estate. It brings them down and it lowers their morale quite a bit. So that's probably something that you saw when you started doing mainly Facebook ads in order to get clients instead of going out and doing the old fashioned way. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you started getting those leads inside the door with Facebook Ads Manager, what kind of happened from there with your partner?
So in the beginning, we had a really crappy CRM, which was Google Sheets. So we would have like in a month, we'd have 100 leads sign up, right? And we were trying.
That's 100. That's 100 leads through the lead generation inside of Facebook.
Facebook, yeah.
How long would it take you to get 100 leads?
A month.
A month, and those are buyer leads, correct?
Both.
Both.
Yeah,
both buyers and both buyers and sellers. Yeah.
Well, because a lot of people that are looking to buy it already own a home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very true.
Right.
Yeah.
The first client we picked up from Facebook was a seller. I mean, somebody looking to buy, but they want to sell. They got to sell their home first, right? So we helped them sell their home, and we helped them buy a new home. That was the first client we got from Facebook. It was once we started, 3 months later, we got our first deal done. Well, we got 2 deals done. We got our first client 3 months. We're getting clients, but real estate, it takes time, right? It's not like you're going to pick up your first client right away and boom, they're ready to buy a home and you find them there. It could happen, but usually what I realize.
Yeah, it's very rare. That's what I usually tell my clients as well. It usually takes around 3 to 6 months for people to
100%.
Because you're building a relationship at the end of the day. And like, that's someone that you might be on the phone with maybe every couple of weeks or something, just getting some updates, or like they want some updates about stuff in the surrounding area. Maybe they haven't found a home that's right for them yet. And then something will come up on the market and then boom, like I want to snatch that up right away.
Yeah, but that's just real estate. That could even be like your best friend or whoever, your aunt saying, hey, I need to buy a home. But then when you started looking, from when you started looking to when she actually buys the home, it could be like 5 months even, right? It isn't. That's just real estate.
Very, very true. So you're getting 100 leads per month on Facebook for your own real estate business, which is absolutely crazy. How much ad spend were you spending to get 100 leads?
$10 a day.
$10 a day, and that's $10 Canadian, by the way. That's not even like $10 US, because I got the majority of people who are subscribed on this YouTube channel. And if you're not subscribed yet, highly recommend that you subscribe down below. But majority of people that are following me on my social media as well as on YouTube is primarily from the States, and $10 a day, which is around $7.50 US. It's around $7 US to $7.50 US a day, and he was spending that per month to get 100 leads on Facebook. That is fucking crazy. Absolutely crazy numbers. How much was the cost per lead then?
Well, my cost per lead was about $2, around $2. So I was getting more than 100 leads a month. So if I'm spending about $300 a month, I was getting like 150 leads a month.
That is so crazy. And it's
which I still do. That's what I'm still getting.
Yeah, that is crazy, crazy, crazy numbers. And that's only within that neighborhood of yours, right?
In the city.
In the city, yeah.
Full city, yeah, whole city.
Those are just crazy numbers. And how did you process those leads? Because that's a lot of leads in a short amount of time. 150 people just coming into the door and be like, hey, I'm ready to buy or sell a home in the next like few months or so. Those are a lot of people to kind of go back and call with. So what kind of systems did you have in place in order to mitigate those leads and to drive them to become legitimate buyers and sellers?
Well, here's the thing with online real estate leads. Most of them are not going to be good leads. Most of these people are just window shoppers, right? They're just looking, they're on their Facebook app, they're scrolling through, an ad pops up of some nice homes, like, they click it, they're just looking around, and they don't end up being good leads. So like out of the 100 leads, we're seriously only looking for one or two person that's very serious, because those one or two people is a lot of commission, right? That's could be anywhere from $8,000 to $25,000, right? Just one person. So, but a good CRM system helps. That's what it is. A good CRM system and phone calls. That's all it is. You got to make phone calls. And I delegated that to my partner because I didn't have the time. I didn't want to take all that time to make phone calls because I also want to do the marketing stuff, right? I wanted to run a marketing agency, but you got to make the phone calls. That's the thing. You got to call these people. You got to talk to them.
Yep. You have to build relationships. You got to.
Yeah, 100%.
What do you recommend for a timeline? So if someone were to get a lead through Facebook and they start running their own Facebook advertising, how much time do you need in order to call those people? Should it be on the same day? Should it be within 15 minutes? Should it be within the hour? What's kind of the timeline to recommend as soon as a lead gets into the door through Facebook?
Within 5 minutes.
Even shorter.
Within 5 minutes, I give them a call because they're on their phone.
Yep. They're already on their phone. They're already like, oh, they already clicked through. And then if someone contacts them within 5 minutes, it's like, holy shit, this guy's serious.
Exactly. But so now it all depends though. I mean, a lot of them won't even pick up the call. So I would say even if you get 40% of them picking up the phone call, that's not bad. That's pretty good. What else?
So that's 40% of people who have.
Out of the 100 leads I got in a month, if 40% of them we can get in contact with them, that's not bad.
And then out of those 40 people, usually you're able to close 2 of them per month.
So for, let's say, appointments, we're able to book 10 to 15 meetings in office. So out of these 100 leads, we're able to book at least like 10 to 15 meetings. And so a lot of these people, you can add them to your database and you just keep following up with them, talk to them throughout, so there's like, I'll give you one example. This one lead, he didn't pick up the phone call for 3 months. We kept calling because I kept telling my partner, I was like, listen, man, we gotta just fucking call him, right? Until he picks up the phone and says, hey, who is this? Stop calling me. We can call them because that's what they signed up for, right? You're not cold calling them. Yep. They signed up for this. So we call all our leads like every day, right? So there's one person, well, this was in the beginning. Now we don't call them every day because now we have thousands of leads. Like how do you go back to somebody that hasn't picked up a phone call from 8 months ago? It's kind of tough, right? But in the beginning, we were calling everybody all the time. And there's one guy, he finally picked up 3 months later. And I guess he's a businessman. He's busy and whatnot, right? So he finally picks up and we bring him in for a meeting and he's looking to buy a $1.4 million house. And we just closed him last month. And you can see the post on I haven't posted it on my social media because every time I sell a home, I post it on my social media, of course, right? That one I haven't posted yet because sometimes I just, I get busy and I don't post them right away, but I need to post that one. But so look at that took, and I got that lead, I think almost a year ago, 11 months ago.
So it took almost 11 months. So it took you 3 months of calling this guy almost every single day in order for him to finally pick up the goddamn phone. to pick it up.
Maybe in like the first 2 weeks, it was every single day. After that, it was like every third day. And after that, it was like, once a week or something.
Yeah. Every few days, as soon as it goes through the CRM, whatever timing and stuff, because it's whatever notifications that you get. If it's a fresh, hot lead, within the week, you should be calling them probably every single day, or within every couple weeks, calling them almost every single day.
Yeah.
But then after, it should be every like few days or so, just to kind of see like, oh, let's see, until they say no. That's the biggest thing, and what people are scared of. People are scared of people saying no, but no's at least a definitive answer. At least no, you're like, okay, now I know.
Yeah.
Now I know that they're on the no side. I'm like, okay, great, that's fine. Then it's on to the next.
Yeah. So we just got the deal done, $1.4 million house in Delta. And yeah, man, feels good.
That definitely feels good for 1.4 mil. It's a nice residential home then.
Yeah, brand new house actually.
Very, very nice. That's awesome. Congrats for that one. And that was through Facebook.
Yeah. That's through Facebook, yeah.
Boom.
All my deals, like 90% of them are through Facebook.
What do you feel like?
That's the beauty. Like, I don't even beg. No need to beg anybody for, referrals or any of that anymore. We still ask for referrals, of course. All these people that you work with, you ask for a referral. Why not? Referrals are the best. But there's no more of that, like going to family members and going to people like, oh, do you know anybody that wants to buy or sell? There's none of that anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Because you don't need it, because now you're full. Your Facebook has literally allowed you to be full. I got to switch up my microphone really quickly. Let me just switch this bad boy up.
Wow, what's up?
My mic's being a little crazy. Gotta charge these. I've been in meetings all day today. They have like 5 hours. That's the benefit and the downside.
How do you know your mic's? I can hear you properly.
There we go. Now can you hear me?
Yeah, I could even hear you before. There was nothing wrong.
That was an easy transition then. But yeah, that's the benefits. Like AirPods Pro, these AirPods Pro are just they're pretty sick. But I've been in meetings with them since like, I don't know, I think like 9:30, 9 a.m. today. So this is first time I've charged them. And it's 4.5 hours later. So yeah, that's not even that bad. I've been listening to loud stuff too. But yeah, all those leads, they primarily all come through Facebook, which is absolutely crazy for me to like imagine like 2-3 years ago. People just scrolling through on their phone on social media, and then 11 months later, they bought a $1.4 million home with you.
Yeah.
Like that. Like there's nothing. I don't think there's anything that's more of a powerful tool than that. I think that is an incredibly powerful tool. To be able to
you can scroll through my social media and see all this recent sales, all the solds. It's all through Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
My Instagram, I post it. Yeah, my Instagram.
What do you feel like when you kind of hear people that are a bit old school, or some people that are a bit younger?
You're cutting out.
That just start up in real estate.
Your screen is like frozen right now.
Oh wait, give me 1 sec. That's because my connection's off. Second. Awesome. Should be. There we go. Now that's back up. That's all good to go. Sweet. Sorry about that.
Yeah, how's the quality on my video?
It's all good, man.
Is it blurry or is it?
No, you're good. You're solid. Dude, nice, beautiful. Man. Absolutely beautiful. But just going back to my the previous question. So what do you feel like when you start seeing people, especially when they're just getting started or they've been in the game for, I don't know, maybe 10 years, 15 years, the advice that they get from other people, especially older people, telling younger people, oh, you need bus stop ads. Oh, you need to have your name on there. Oh, you need to go door knocking. Like, what do you feel like when you start hearing people give this type of advice?
Honestly, I'm not going to say that stuff doesn't work, because it could work if it's done properly, like bus stop ads, but not if you're only going to have 1 or 2 bus stops. I see some of these, the guys that it works for, they buy up like 15 bus stop ads. That's when I see it could work, but that's a lot of fucking money.
Like,
That's a
how
lot of
much is that?
money.
Like, you have those
Some
numbers.
of these,
Yeah, you have those
yeah.
numbers in your back end. Like, how much is a bus stop ad?
So some of these realtors, the ones that have like 30 bus stops, they're spending about 30K a month.
30K per month?
Yeah.
Ah,
Spending a lot of money.
that's like,
I think it's 1,000.
if you
There's
spend,
1,000. It's
that's just
1,000
like,
a month
yeah.
for one bus stop, and like nobody's gonna see that thing, man.
No, well, it's
Yeah.
like, that's how they sell the bus stops. It's like, oh, there's foot traffic and people are driving through. But that's one of the things that I feel is a benefit for Facebook, is that you can literally see how many people you've reached and how many different impressions that you've had, how many people have interacted with the ad, how many engagements that you get. You get all of those numbers directly inside of Facebook Business Manager when you're getting something traditional. So say a bus stop ad or a bus, like a bus chair ad or something. You have literally no idea. All you kind of know is foot traffic. You don't know how long someone looks at the ad. You don't know how many people have seen the ad in that day or how many people have actually sat down and be like, oh, this person. You have literally no idea because there's no camera set up there to watch this for 24/7. It's not like Facebook. Facebook's like everywhere. So Facebook knows exactly who's interacting with your ad, how long they've been looking at your ad, how many clicks they've done on your ad. Facebook knows how hungry people are and how interactive they are with your ad, which is what these traditional media outlets, they just can't give you. So you're saying that this person, like some people are spending $30,000 a month for bus stop ads when, like, imagining myself like $1,000 into Facebook, you can probably get maybe 5x more leads through Facebook than you do just with spending $30,000 on bus stop ads. If you know,
did you say 5x?
Yeah, 5x. You can literally make
way more than that, man.
Even way more. Like, I was being kind of conservative a little bit. You could probably make way more. Like $1,000 on Facebook.
No, I know a realtor that he was just doing bus. He bought up about 10 bus benches for so he was spending 100,000 a year, 10 grand a month on bus benches, and asked him how many calls has he gone through the bus benches. He's like 0. After like 4 or 5 months, 0.
Crazy.
I was like, dude, give me $1,000. I'll get you 100 people.
Exactly. So how's your business doing then? How is your agency doing? Are you primarily working with people mainly in the greater Vancouver area, or are you looking to expand? What's kind of your with your agency? With your own agency. So are you looking to expand right now to other cities, or are you primarily only focusing on your local area?
No, with the agency, I'm gonna expand to like all of North America. I'm coming out with a system right now, and I'm gonna start running ads in the US, picking up realtors in the US and wherever I can to help them generate leads, because a lot of people need help. They don't know.
A lot of people do need help because they get bad advice, like spending $30,000 on bus stop ads. 100%. People get terrible advice.
100%.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well,
there's too many. Yeah, especially with realtors and mortgage brokers. So I already have 2 mortgage brokers signed right now, and they're loving it. So I might even niche out to the mortgage, like just the brokers. But I mean, I can do both. I'm gonna do both. But I see a lot of people. I mean, there's a lot of people doing, like, not many people are working with the mortgage brokers right now. I think I got it down pretty good right now. I'm working with 2 of these brokers, and I'm helping them.
Yeah, that's something I dived into a little bit last year. I did some trainings, like weekend trainings at some brokerages, which not a lot of people talk about. People always say, "Oh, realtors." I'm like, well, realtors are great, but like, that's why I say I deal with real estate professionals. I deal with everyone that's inside the real estate sphere, because a lot of it is very copy paste and like very similar between like those industries, like realtors as well as like brokers and other people that are in there, because it's a similar audience. As well. So you can kind of speak the same language between all of them, which just simplifies the whole process because I know a lot of people that do like niche hopping and stuff, and they really struggle with niche hopping, especially right in the beginning when they're starting their own social media marketing agency, because they're all their audiences, all the targeting for these, like I remember people inside of the group like, oh, I'm in the dentist niche as well as in the construction niche as well. And I'm like, well, those are two very different clienteles that you're going to be dealing with. So like you have to build completely different funnels. You don't really know like kind of the language that they're speaking.
Well,
like
I guess those people they're still trying to figure out their niche, right? Which is,
oh yeah, 100%. And then people just make it so hard on themselves because they try to do every single one, and then they get so overwhelmed, and then they're like, oh, this doesn't work. When instead of someone like yourself, Roop, and someone like myself, that's like, no, I'm going to just focus on only one type of niche and be able to specialize in it and become the expert in it. So then things are a lot easier, because as soon as you get one client in the door, then you could just replicate that same process and be like, hey, I did this for this guy. Here's the next guy inside the same niche. And you can literally copy the same funnel and the same ad, especially for what you're doing. Because I know the ad types that you're doing and you're running, you can literally run that in any type of local neighborhood and get any sort of lead generation. It's just copy and paste, but then you just switch the cities. Like that's all that it kind of is.
Yeah, I've been running the same ad for over a year.
How many leads were you able to get with that ad?
In total? I can check right now. I can't remember. I think it's been at least, let's see. Yeah, so I've gone last year throughout, up till now, I've gone 1,800 leads. Pretty cool. Oh,
do that a little bit.
See it?
Kind of. There we go. 1,800 leads the last year. You see that, and that started December 14th, 2018. And there's a little spot that's down, but you probably turn them off. Like, look at that. That is just crazy, crazy. That says $225 per lead. That's what it reads down there. So guys, if you're looking at this, those numbers are just absolutely crazy. And that's within the last year. And Roop was only spending $10 Canadian, so around $7 to $7.50 US per day. And he got nearly 2,000 real estate leads. That is completely nuts. 100% nuts. Nutsoid out of the store. I remember when you showed me that about a month ago, and I was just like, wait, what? What? You did that? And Roop only does, I do things a little bit differently with my agency. Roop literally will run one type of ad and he'll just keep it running. Like he does things a lot. Like I love what Roop does, because Roop has simplified the process so much. He'll just run one type of ad and just let it keep going, and he's still getting leads.
I'm lazy.
Yeah. Sometimes being lazy is a benefit, because that's what my parents told me. Like, I mean, you're too lazy. I'm like, well, lazy people are the ones that like, they try to figure things out, and so that they can remain being lazy.
Exactly.
So they can keep up with their lifestyle. But those are absolutely stellar, crazy numbers. I know that we've taken up, I think it was around 45 minutes into this right now. Appreciate your time, Roop, for today.
No worries.
Is there any advice that you would give for anyone that's just getting started with social media marketing, just like yourself? It doesn't have to be in the real estate niche. It could be in any sort of niche as well. But what kind of advice would you give for people? Either, we'll do this in two different ways for this question. One of them is just starting out in real estate. The other one is just starting out in digital marketing in general. So what's some of different pieces of advice that you have for people starting out in real estate, as well as starting out in digital marketing and social media marketing?
The real estate niche, because a marketer, I would say like how to find clients for real estate.
So someone that just started saying they wanted to go into real estate and just be a realtor like yourself around like 4 years ago.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, if you're going to be a realtor, like I said, the main thing is getting clients. Start running Facebook ads. That's it. It's as simple as that. Or find somebody that does it good enough that can get you the leads and show you the system, give you a good script so you know what the hell you're saying and how to convert the clients. That's it. That's the number one thing for if you're starting out as a realtor. For marketing wise, if you're starting your own agency, I would say if you're looking to pick up clients, realtor clients, you can find realtors anywhere, especially Facebook. To start messaging people on Facebook, say, hey, if I can get you 100 leads in a month, would you be interested? It's as simple as that. And no realtor is going to say no. They're going to be like, I'm interested. And you can carry on the conversation from there. Like, okay, so about, ask them all the questions and then let them know the cost and just go from there. Also, with getting realtors as clients, there's so many different ways, not just Facebook. You can go into any open house. You can walk into an open house and talk to a realtor there and be like, hey, so how's your business going? Oh, this is what I do. I'm a digital marketer. I can get you 100 leads. I can help you close one deal a month. Oh, it's my mortgage client calling me actually. But anyways, yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. You see your one of your clients is just calling right now. I remember when we were sitting for coffee last month, and I think it was the first full day that you're running ads for a brand new client, and it was in a mortgage client, and he literally messaged you. He's just like, holy crap, I'm getting so many leads inbound, and it's only the first day. So Roop knows exactly what he's doing. And I just want to touch a little bit on that first note that you gave about finding someone that knows what they're doing. And a lot of people are so scared to pay people to run the ads for them. And I'm like, the biggest benefit of someone running your ads for you is that they're your resource now. And if they're really good at what they're doing, they can also teach you how to run the ads as well. You can interview someone.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can interview your Facebook ad specialist and just be like, hey, like, how do I do this? How do I do that? And then you will start to learn as well. So you're pretty much paying a contractor how to do your ads for you as well as be your teacher. So you're kind of doing two things at once there.
For sure. No, for anybody that's watching this, like this stuff works. So let's say even if you're paying, even if you don't want to do this stuff yourself and you're paying somebody $2,000 a month, which seems like a lot, but that's $24,000 a year. Now I made, with all these Facebook leads, I've made over 100,000 in the year. So paying somebody 24 grand to do the work for you and you're making over 100 grand, that's,
100%. Yeah, exactly. Just, it all makes sense at the end of the day. And like you mentioned, like being lazy isn't necessarily a bad thing. And I think people are like, oh, laziness is bad. And I'm like, no, lazy people want to remain being lazy. So they'll figure it out how to stay lazy for their time throughout the rest of the day. But yeah, just as we're going to wrap up, I'm going to ask one more question that I ask everyone that I interview, and then we'll just do some socials and any websites and stuff and how people can hit you up for any advice, tidbits, or how they can contact you to have real estate ads done for you, for themselves as well. So yeah, this last question I kind of ask everyone. If you could be any animal, be it domestic or wild, what kind of animal would you be and why?
What the hell? Look at that. Man, I've never thought about that question before. What kind of animal would I be? If I could be any animal. Man, it's as simple as, I don't know, I'd be a bird, man. I want to fly. There you go.
I want to fly. I love it. What kind of bird?
I don't know. An eagle?
I can see that, man. Well, eagles are kind of like lazy in themselves too, because they kind of just stare up on the trees and they wait for the prime opportunity. They see some vulnerability and then they'll just swoop in. And they'll go in for the kill. As soon as they see it viable, they'll go in for the kill right away. I always ask that because, I always ask that because I always see a very resemblance of people whenever they choose the animal that they choose.
Really?
That I see it a lot in them as well, because that's why they'll choose the animal. Like I've had multiple interviews where someone will be like, yeah, I want to be this type. I want to be a dog, for example. And I'm like, oh, you're very loyal. You're like kind of like a guard dog. Like you're on guard. You're on the prowl. You'll warn people, because that was someone named Dan Dix who runs a media channel called Press for Truth. And he's kind of like a dog. Like he's a warner as well. While someone like Shannon Scanes, the hockey guy who's pretty big now on YouTube, I think he has like 130K followers. When I interviewed him a couple of years ago, he said that he would be a cat if he would be anything else. And I'm like, yeah, I can see that as well. He would want to be like a leopard or a cat or whatever, and just kind of hang out and chill and just kind of like rest easy. Like he'll work hard if he has to, but then at the end of the day, he's just kind of like, oh, wants to lay around kind of thing and be lazy. That's why I love asking that question, because I get so many different responses from people, and it's just because I see a resemblance of anything that people choose. And want to plug away any type of socials and how people can get in contact with you.
Instagram, Roop the Realtor.
Roop the Realtor. Any other websites or anything?
No websites right now, but I'm creating something for real estate leads, which will be yourcityleads.com.
Yourcityleads.com. Awesome. So that will probably be up by the time that you are watching this video. For those that are watching this video right now, that would definitely will be up. And Roop, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day. I greatly appreciate
no worries, Evan.
doing this. And yeah, man, we will chat soon.
Awesome. Yeah. Talk to you soon, buddy.
Awesome. Cheers. Bye.